Okay, my name is James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Happy number 2. This video is about Native American acceptance and tribal stuff. Alright? So, let me break it down for you. Alright, as if you've seen the last video, I talked about Senator Warren, Elizabeth Warren, and how she proved that she was part of Native American. And then I went off on stuff. So now I'm making a video to explain what I was talking about. Alright, so as you all know, I am of Cherokee Indian, black and white. So I'm 1000% mutt. Alright? Now I don't really care about my white ancestors and where they came from. I'm here. I don't really care about my black ancestors and where they came from because I'm here. And I know that my white and black ancestors may have both been wearing chains and shackles. Alright? Now why does my Native American ancestor intrigue me so much is because my dad's mom's mom, full-blooded Cherokee from out of Powell in Richmond or whatever the hell it's called, and she used to tell me stories. Alright? She, of all my grandmothers, was the only one who really sat down and would tell me stories. You know, Native American stories, stuff like that. And they didn't really resonate with me as a child, but they did keep my attention. And I miss my great-grandmother Ada very much. So now let me break it down to you. I have dealt with the American Bureau of Native American Affairs, and what they told me basically was I have to take a DNA test and submit it to a tribe to be accepted as a Native American. I personally think that's a crock of bullshit. That's right, I said it, a crock of bullshit. My blood doesn't count. My grandmothers and them left the reservations to try and get a better life in a world that didn't have to come into existence anyway because, as she used to tell us, this is a very wise old lady. And she died when I was 6. No, excuse me. She died when I was 12. But what she told me was, had the chiefs of the tribes actually listened to some of the women, America would be a different place. We didn't have the firepower, but we did have the knowledge to go and let holes in the boats. Gunpowder can't fire if it's wet. At least back then it couldn't fire. Nowadays you probably can shoot a gun underwater. I wouldn't recommend testing any of that, but at the same time, back then, gunpowder didn't work when it was wet. And we can thank Marco Polo for breaking into China and stealing gunpowder and bringing it back to England and all the other countries, making lethal weapons and ordnance, which, you know, in most wars, the one with the best ordnance are the ones that generally write history. Alright? So, that being said, my adventure with the Native American Bureau of Indian Affairs, or the American Bureau of Indian Affairs, or whatever the hell you want to call it, was posthumously an epic fail. Because they gave me the runaround. They were like, well, it doesn't matter if you are of tribal blood or not. You need to go and put in an application. You need to take the DNA test and then submit everything in if you want to be considered a member of a Native American society and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, how do I do that? So they gave me the finger, more or less, and all the information that I have to do all this running around. I'm like, dude, why does it have to be so fucking complicated? You know, why can't I take the test and send you the results? Well, it clearly doesn't work that way. And I'm like, but, you know, I wasn't born on a reservation. My grandmother on my father's side was not born on a reservation. I don't know about my grandmother on my mother's side. I know she's part of Cherokee or all Cherokee. It's hard to tell because sometimes you just can't. And she had a hard childhood. But I do know her mother was not her biological mother. She was raised by a black woman. Alright? Her husband of choice was mixed. He was white and black. He looked more white than black. But that's that. And that being said, that does not change the fact that I have Cherokee blood. Unless it's not Cherokee and it's like Seminole or something else that runs through here, like Creek or whatever. But the problem with that is, you know, being mixed, we don't have enough representation. And mostly when it comes to like Native American stuff, we don't have enough representation on TV unless it's a Western movie. And back then in the Western movie, they didn't even hire real Native Americans. They mostly hired Italian guys and darkened their skin a little bit and made them Native Americans. shouts out to the Italian Native Americans for all those Western movies because they were too cheap to hire actual Native Americans. They also predicted the Native Americans as bad guys all through the Wild Frontier, which is not 1,000% accurate. However, it makes good for TV, and it's worked out so far. Now, here's the thing. I don't have the right to be a racist. Not towards Native Americans, not towards blacks, not towards whites, or anybody else on the planet whose blood is red, or blue, or purple, or whatever. But the information that I have been given and the things that I'm going to have to go through to prove my heritage kind of fucking sucks. It shouldn't be that difficult. Hell, we should put stands out where, hey, you want to get your DNA tested to see how much your heritage is? That shit shouldn't cost $90 or better. It should just be something that you can do and send off. But, you know, you got to go through all this stuff and this red tape. So after dealing with those phone calls with the Native American Bureau of Indian Affairs, or however the hell you say it, I have decided, hopefully by summertime when I have some money, that I'm going to go and do that. Because it needs to be done. But at the same time, I'm thinking, well, why is all of this happening? Can't you guys just pull her records? We don't have the information to pull her records. It's like, she is from the tribe at Powhite. I gave you her name. Her full name. Why can't y'all, like, look her up? It's like, oh, well, we don't work that way. So this is what my gripe with that, you know, is I know her name. I don't know her social security. I know her name. That's it. Can't you take that and go from there? I know where she was told, or where we were told she came from. Work it from there. And work it back. But that's not happening either. So, in light of all that, you know, I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, damn. My great-grandmother had at least 3 daughters that I know of. You know, my grandmother, my Aunt Carrie. She may have had a couple of other ones. I believe my Aunt Jeanette might still be alive. But outside of that, you know, I'm at a complete loss. Because I know what I need to do. But I don't know what I've done. Because I haven't done enough. But it shouldn't be that difficult to get your heritage in check. And I shouldn't have to apply for Cherokee citizenship because I'm born of Cherokee blood. But apparently, that's not enough. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Comfy Outfit number 2. I do not hate the Native American Bureaus of Indian Affairs, but I would like to make things a little bit easier to prove of my heritage, and I shouldn't have to go through so much red tape. So cut the red tape and give a man some slack. In fact, you should probably open more offices locally in every state. You know, maybe put one in Richmond, close to the VA hospital, so that I can go down there and talk to them. Or you could have one in Charlottesville, next to the VA clinic, you know, somewhere where I can do things. So, when I applied for the military, I didn't tell the military that I was part of Native American. Sure wish I would have. My hair would have been longer because in the military, if you're Native American, you don't really have to cut your hair because it's a symbolic thing. God, I wish I would have known that. I found that out the hard way. But at the same time, they would prefer you to cut your hair because it was like an honor thing for country or whatever. But anyway, that being said, one of the Native American guys when I was in boot camp downrange had long hair. And I asked him why, and he said, I was like, you know, they made us shave our heads off. He said, well, I'm full-blooded Native American, and I told them that that was not an option. And he joined the military, and they let that slide. I was like, well, damn. Wish I would have thought of that, because I'm part Native American, and I like my hair. But I look like a Oompa Loompa with my military cat card. Yeah, I look horrible. I really look horrible. But you know, it's kind of fucked up. You know? But when I found out this guy didn't have to cut his hair, I don't know what tribe he was from, but he didn't cut his hair, and that kind of hurt my feelings. It's like, he's like, yeah, part Native American. He's like, yeah, well, you should have used that. And I was like, I didn't know that was an option. Just like I didn't know that carrying my college credits into the military would have gave me rank. I didn't fucking know any of that shit until I got face down in the dirt at Fort Benning, Georgia. And now that I know, G.I. Joe was right. Knowing is truly half the battle. So I'm going to close this video with this. I know what I was told. And you can see in my face that I am mixed in the hair. But what I would need to know is, there has to be an easier way to prove your heritage. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Comfort Habit number 2. Be, see, and you.